Hello again and welcome to another Jean-Michel Jarre new album video. Yes, back at the Trafford Centre to get my copy of Planet Jarre. Haven't been able to get it so far. One, I prefer to buy things in the shop rather than pre-ordering. I've had to wait to purchase this in a shop because there are very few record shops left on the high street. So that means I have to travel to a big shopping centre or a big city centre to go and get my copy. And as for pre-ordering, well, that's all fine and dandy to have it drop through your letterbox, which there is a good place for, and sometimes we need that. But there's nothing like going into a record shop to browse, to look, to have the sensation of the event. There's something coming out that is really meaningful for you, so you make the effort to go out and get it. If you like, it's a bit of a pilgrimage. It adds to a sense of, yeah, this is something very meaningful, and let's go and do some activity, some walking, a pilgrimage to get it. So here I am, my pilgrimage to the Trafford Centre to collect what I hope they have in store in HMV is my copy of Planet Jarre. Mixed feelings about it. I've been watching people's reactions. It feels like, oh, another compilation album. But yes, it seems to have been curated by Michel himself. There are 4 new tracks in it. 2 I've heard at concerts but can't recall, and 2 I've not heard. I don't like dipping into the teaser videos too much or the preview tracks online. It's kind of like peeping in your Christmas presents, your birthday presents, before you've actually opened them. Sometimes I have a feel, a fumble, oh, it might be that, oh, it's one of those. But I like to keep it a surprise, so I do have, well, 2 completely new surprises, 2 partial surprises, as well as, it sounds like, reworkings, re-instrumentations on some tracks, as well as the issue of some of them being a 5.1 Dolby surround sound, which is fine if you have a lovely swanky 5.1 surround sound system. I grew up listening to lots of music on cassettes and vinyl with scratches and bumps, and sometimes the tape sounding a bit wobbly, or you get a tight mechanism and you get yeah, I'm sure if you're a certain age you'll empathise. So 5.1 surround sound isn't particularly important to me because I can just deal with good old stereo. Yes, let's put it on the headphones and let it pass through your head. That's great for me. Here I am, almost at HMV, about to go and get my copy of Planet Jarre. Ooh. And here we are. Da, da, da. That'll do nicely, thank you very much. Good morning. It's a day later, yes, 24 hours later, and I haven't yet had a chance to listen to Planet Jarre. But, hey, now I've got my chance. So, 4 themes, 4 different areas of Jarre's planet: soundscapes, themes, sequences, explorations, and early works. What I'm going to do is I will listen to each section and then give some feedback on it. I haven't looked at the track list in depth yet, actually, so I'm very interested. That there's Waiting for Cousteau, 3 minutes long, like a radio edit of Waiting for Cousteau, 46 minutes 53 seconds of full length one. Be interested to know which part of Waiting for Cousteau it is, and there is a slight difference between the cassette and the CD version. Going to be interested to hear that one. Chronology with a GY, not an IE, is that right? I'm looking forward to hearing Coachella opening. Arpeggiator is just sublime. Herbalizer as well, looking forward to that. And a bit of music for supermarkets. So yes, right, let's have a quick open and get on with it before I play it on my not Dolby 5.1 surround sound, but very enjoyable stereo that takes 3 discs at the same time. How about that, eh? How quaint. So, carefully trying to open the shrink wrap without wrecking. There we go. We have a slight opening in it, which means hopefully I can get my fingernail in there now. But yet you find when you've clipped your fingernails, you can't do half the things that you'd like to. Including, it's this famed thing again, getting into a new CD. There we go. Definitely in there now. Da, da, da. I do love this good rate stuff. It's like Christmas, but you know what it is, but you know it should be good. So there we go. And a booklet, right? Okay, I do like things to have a booklet, something to look at, something physical, something to read, imbibe, soak in. Okay, many track lists, nice artwork, a bit like Thanos from Infinity War Part 1 and his way of solving overpopulating the universe. Right, okay, so we have the disc tray ready and open. I will press play and then listen to soundscapes and then get back to you, which hopefully makes this a shorter video but just as much content talking about the stuff if you will watch this far, that I assume you love, which is Jean-Michel Jarre's music. Well, very good. I'm not surprised. It's the music I love. It's good to hear it in an order you're not familiar with. It kind of reminds me of doing the old mixtapes back in the 80s and 90s. So soundscape's done. No real surprises on there for me. Yeah. Well, themes. 3 surprises, maybe 2 surprises and 1 shock. Okay, zoo ecology. Wow, that's a mix and a half. That's very, very good indeed. Real surprise there. Magnetic Fields 2, again, nice, clear, crisp melody. Energized. Yeah, I love both the versions from China concerts and, of course, the album. That's got a good punch to it too. There's also a version on Musik aus Zeit und Raum as well. A German release, late 80s. Rendezvous 4, yes, it's good too. But, oh dear. I'm going to have to get used to this. This is my tactical way, diplomatic way of saying I don't really like it. But I'll give it time. Chronology 4. Ooh, it's a bit like stock Aitken and Waterman got their fingers on it from like the 1980s mixers and onwards, which is fine for 1980s stock Aitken and Waterman pop. But for Jean-Michel, I'm not convinced of that style. But anyway, it's his music. He can do what he wants. He is the artist. It is his prerogative. So coming up after lunch, it'll be sequences and explorations and early works. Good going so far. Thank you, Jean-Michel. Sequences. Oh my goodness. That has been absolutely amazing. Very much enjoyed that. Coachella or Coachella? Not sure. Not heard it said before, so forgive me if I've got it wrong. Oxygen 8. Now that was a surprise. Reworking. If you like, it would have been a 12-inch version back in the days of 12-inch singles, or a bonus mix on a CD single. Very good. It's not been done at the expense of the melody or the vibe, and fits very much in with like the dance scene and the dance vibe that Jarre does for lots of the tracks now at concerts and at festivals, indeed, such as the Coachella opening and Herbalizer, and a good mix, I assume, probably of the Pyramids concert of Revolutions. So yeah, sequences, very good. Gets my thumbs up. Yeah, one for turning up full volume in the car and letting it throb loudly. So next it's explorations and early works. Okay, it's been very good. Explorations and early works, really pleasing. Some largely similar content in that section as to on the Essentials and Rarities compilation, but with the addition of stuff we've not heard before. The music for supermarkets, Aor Bleu, Aur, I'm not sure how one pronounces it. yeah, very pleasing. I'll be putting this to test on the road next week on some motorway journeys. Be getting a lot of play out of this. It's a good oversight into Jarre's distinct sounds and concepts, and indeed the 4 areas of his planet as he's conceptualised it on here. So soundscapes, themes, sequences, explorations and early works. I do endorse this planet. Jarre, 50 years of music to you. Here's looking forward to Equinox Infinity in November.